going to leave the cockpit cam on for just a little bit longer. We'll see how it looks. If it looks okay, I'll leave it up for a bit. If it's distracting, I'm not sure. May not leave it up. And so we're going to be flying from Raleigh, Durham International to Philadelphia. It's going to be it's not a long flight, but it'll give us a chance to fly on Frontier Airlines using the Airbus A321neo. So that's A21N.
Papa Victor requests clearance for engine start.
Nice livery, and so traffic global is a primary traffic that's here. We're going to be our runway, by the way, for this flight is runway 5 left. You see there, there's a Southwest Airlines flight taking off on left. So, but this will be where we will be leaving from. I did take the liberty of starting the IRS alignment so that we wouldn't have to wait forever for that. So let's go ahead and start the process here. We're not really cold and dark. I had when I get in the A321, I really don't have it set up like cold and dark, so it's a little bit easier to set it up this way and use it. Okay. Okay. Let's look up top here. We're gonna turn this to captain and purse. We're going to start the APU. So I'm hitting the master switch, I'm hitting APU bleed, and the start button. We're turning on auto beacon, wing light, and nav lights. Emergency lights are set to arm, and it will not take long for the APU to come up. As you see there, woo, there's some exhaust. Okay. All right, QNH for this flight, we'll go ahead and put it in, is 3012. And let's go ahead and set up the IRS. So we're going to do a NIT. You see here, it's needing our flight information. We're going to request it from the company.
Our clearance to Asheville.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Raleigh Durham Airport, ground.
There's populating. Populating.
To 186. Requesting
Okay.
clearance with information.
Euler. Okay. And align IRS. Okay. We're going to go over here to our takeoff performance area. I'm going to go ahead and hit for RDU, a departure on runway 5 left. Our departure is on Oxford 5 with a Carmel, and we're going to load that. As you see here, this says that it already knows that 05 left is our departure runway. The runway is dry, flex. We're going to use a flex setting. config, and let's see what it gives us. It gives us a flex setting of 143, 143, 146, 143 V1, 143 rotate, and 146 V2. Our flap setting is going to be 1 at up 0.1, so we're going to put 1 up 0.1. And our flex temp is 57. Okay. Brian, good afternoon. We're ready for early evening flight. I need you to get our IFR clearance.
I'll get our IFR clearance.
This is not a long flight,
Raleigh
by the way.
clearance,
It's
Frontier Flight
about
2072.
292
We'd like
miles.
to collect our IFR clearance. We have Lima.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
Okay, we're listening out for our altitude and our squawk. That's primarily
Frontier Flight 2072, Raleigh clearance, cleared to Philadelphia via the Oxford 5 departure. Dennis filed. Climb and maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.905, squawk 5255. Expect runway 5 left.
5255.
Clear to Orlando via the Rosneft 5 departure. Dennis filed. Climb and maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 380, 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.905, squawk 346. Expect runway 5 left for departure. Southwest 1891.
Brian, you're in charge of all comms.
538 requesting IFR to...
I am now in charge of all comms.
Brian, we need pushback and start clearance.
Requesting pushback and start clearance now.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is
Raleigh
dropping
ground,
up.
Frontier Flight 2072. Requesting clearance for pushback and start.
Frontier Flight 2072, pushback and start approved. Tail northeast.
And we have seatbelt light on for passengers, and the smoking light, which I still don't understand why it says they call it smoking. I think a lot the newer airlines call that electronics, which makes more sense.
Some doors are still opened or the GPU or the ASU are still connected. I'm waiting for all of them closed and disconnected, then I will proceed.
That would be my fault on that. That's just kind of an obvious thing that I didn't take care of.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Predictive wind shear is to auto, GCS is to auto, multi-scan is to auto. My favorite time of the day to fly is right now. Except if you're flying to the west. Don't like that. Don't like the sun in my face.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Alright, we're going to start engine 2. Ignition on. Engine 2 on. Engine 2. Engine 1. Sorry, Engine 1.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Alright. We are turning on our taxi lights and our runway turn-off lights. Master switch is off.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Ground spoiler is armed. Flaps are at 1. Auto brakes are at max. Takeoff checklist complete. And we're going to test. Config is normal. Brian, we're ready for our taxi clearance, please.
I'll get our taxi clearance.
Raleigh ground, Frontier Flight 2072, ready to taxi. We have Lima.
Frontier Flight 2072, runway 5 left, taxi via Foxtrot, Tango 2, Foxtrot, Bravo 1.
Runway 5 left, Foxtrot, Tango 2, Foxtrot, Bravo 1, Frontier Flight 2072.
Much easier than usual departure because basically he just told us to go straight and take a right, and we're at the runway. Cabin crew on this flight. I don't know why I'm punishing myself, but pick somebody funny. Okay. I don't know. Okay. How about Mario? I don't know if I've had Mario before. Okay.
Raleigh clearance, Walker 3667, ready to copy IFR clearance to Montgomery.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Clear to Montgomery, I have separate
lights
emergency
on.
exits on this A21N. There are two
Takeoff
doors
light
at the front,
on the nose to
two over-wing
take off,
exits, and
nose
one
light to
door
take
at
off
the rear.
position.
Please take a moment to locate the nearest exit, which may be behind you. Thank you for your attention,
Chronometers
and
are
we hope you
reset.
have a pleasant flight. Oh, and just a little note. After our meal service, I'll be coming around with some delightful items from the Frontier Airlines shop.
Ron, we're holding
Now,
short
Captain
at runway
Steve,
0
the cabin is
left.
ready for departure.
And ready for departure. Thank you. We are ready for departure. Thank you. You did such a good job.
Contacting tower for takeoff clearance.
Thank you, Captain. I appreciate that. Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
Raleigh Tower, Frontier Flight 2072, holding short of runway 5 left, ready to depart.
Frontier Flight 2072, Raleigh Tower, runway 5 left, wind 010 at 11, gusting 18. RNAV PVI cleared for takeoff.
Runway 5 left, RNAV PVI cleared for takeoff. Frontier Flight 2072.
Last thing we do is check to see if they have missed any incoming flights, because Traffic Global does not talk to say Intentions, and it looks like here there is a flight that's about 18 miles out. There's a flight about 13 miles out. All that adds up to plenty of room for us to take off. Once again, this is not a long flight. We're going about 290 miles to Philadelphia. So it's not a terribly long flight. Gonna get lined up here. One last thing, since we've got a moment. Our flap setting is 1. Speed brakes armed. Max auto brake. And landing lights are on. Checklist complete. We're ready to depart. I didn't call out any knots. Got positive brake and 0. Track flaps. Autopilot engaged.
Frontier Flight 2072, contact departure on 124.95.
Switching to departure on 124.905. Frontier Flight 2072. Raleigh departure, Frontier Flight 2072. Good evening, climbing through 1500.
Frontier Flight 2072, Raleigh departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 15,000.
Climb and maintain 15,000. Frontier Flight 2072.
5,000.
Climb and maintain flight level 220. Climb and maintain flight level 220, Frontier Flight 2072.
Under brake is disengaged. Under brake and flaps or back to track. Climb is set to thrust. Pretty day. It's pretty outing today. Currently at 7070, climbing to 220, and at 0,000 track flaps. Kill out the landing points. Sky's really good. I mean, the big detail in the sky. The shadows and reflections. It's practically unbelievable quality of it. Right, we just crested 10,000. That means that
Frontier Flight 2072, climb and maintain flight level 280.
landing lights are on.
Climb and maintain flight level 280, Frontier Flight 2072.
Dear guests, we are now above the safe altitude, and I am pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. Feel free to connect to our onboard Wi-Fi service as well. Thank you for choosing Frontier Airlines Flight 272, and enjoy your flight.
While we're so close, we'll go ahead and do our landing, put our landing information in 273 miles outside of Philadelphia. So landing performance will be coming in runway 09 right. Here's right enter that. So, destination.
Climb and maintain flight level 270.
ILS 09 right. And it says here for Victor, B Victor. I've got Pats and B Dog. Pats for Via and B Dog. We're going to add that to our flight plan. We're going to go to performance. And next phase, QNH, Romulus 3019. Temp is 24 Celsius. And winds are 080 at 13. Decision height.
Climb and maintain flight level 330, Frontier Flight 2072. Flight 2072, climb and maintain flight level 350.
350, that'll be our
Climb and
flight
maintain
level.
flight level 350, Frontier Flight 2072.
So we're done there. Okay. So, like I said, we're only 250 miles outside of Philadelphia. We're going to go ahead and set our auto brake just because it's one less thing to do. So we'll set auto brake medium. And that's all we'll do for now. There's actually, I'd probably checklist. I'm a little early on that checklist to tell us what to do.
Frontier Flight 2072, contact Washington Center on 124.05. Contacting Washington Center on 124.05. Frontier Flight 2072.
We're actually in some precip, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. You see, it's not even giving us any turbulence.
Washington Center, Frontier Flight 2072. Good evening, climbing to flight level 220, aiming for flight level 350.
Frontier Flight 2072, Washington Center, good evening.
So LSZ to arrival. Set for arrival alone. On our arrival, it looks like, honestly, we don't have a big transition at all. We'll come in on PATS 4 arrival, PATS 4, and we'll transition from the PATS 4 to Soki, and which is our final. That's our final approach, and we're done. So that's good. It's got QNH. It's telling me on weather report QNH is 3019 at our arrival airport, and we're going to go ahead and make that change here. Switch it back to standard. So the QNH is already set on our aircraft for the arrival airport. Since we're climbing to 350, it's inconsequential. We're not hurting anything by putting it in. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. It all depends on the policy of the airline. Interesting lights there. We're at 270, climbing to 350. Very smooth climb so far. Outside of Philadelphia. It's still a while before we're at top of descent, considering we're not even at top of climb. According to this, we're at 33 nautical miles from top of climb.
Anticipate descent in about 15 minutes. Frontier Flight 2072.
Frontier Flight 2072, Washington Center, expect the paths for arrival. Anticipate descent in about 15 minutes.
You're out of sync there, buddy. Yeah, by in 15 minutes we'll be at about 150 miles outside of 150. This discontinuity here is because I've got a transition on the file. I want it to get to a Soki, but I really don't need it. So what I'm going to do is delete the manual part, and I'm going to delete flight plane discontinuity. It's not really a discontinuity. And then I'm going to reset. When time comes up, I'm going to reset to 3,000. Right now we're on a climb to 350, and we're only going to be at top of descent. We're going to hit top of climb, we'll stay at it top until we get to top of descent. So there's going to be about a 10-minute interval there to where 10 minutes we'll be at 350. Maintain. Beginner descent.
JetBlue 1906, temperature at Ronald Reagan is 23 degrees Celsius.
Top of the line. We're going to reset our altitude as soon as we get to top of the line to 3,000, and then it will be a managed descent. Our VNAV managed the descent down. So just because I set it on 3,000 doesn't mean it's heading to 3,000. We're letting it be managed by the associated restrictions on the flight plan as we go down. Alright, steady, 350.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached cruising altitude, and on behalf of your crew, I want to thank you for flying with us today on Frontier Airlines Flight 2S72, departing from Raleigh and heading to Philadelphia. We will be starting our snack and drink service shortly, and I must say, our Italian-inspired pasta salad is simply bellissimo.
We are 170 nautical miles outside of Philadelphia. We're currently at a steady 350 maintaining, and we still got a little bit of distance from top of descent. Technically, we're as much as 70 miles from top of descent, which would put us descending at about 90 miles outside of Philadelphia. We'll see if I'll do that. We'll see if I'll go for that or not. Or we descend just a little bit earlier. I'm not sure yet. Boo-boo on this trip, on my checklist, I missed. That's ignition. I should have had the ignition to the off switch. You do that for, to protect it from wear and tear. I'm always testing shift 3. That takes you to like the nearest airport or a location below you, just to see where it puts me. Our QNH is set for 3019. Our current altitude is 350, and altitude is set for 3003030. Auto brakes are set to medium, and our no other. I'm not setting the ground spoilers. Not arming the ground spoilers yet. I'm not doing anything flaps. So I've done everything I need to up to now. Frontier Flight 2072, we would like clearance to begin our descent on the paths for arrival. Brian, can you see if you can get us clearance? We're ready to descend on the paths for arrival.
Clear PATS 4 arrival into Philadelphia. Descend and maintain
We're cleared for
flight
the
level
PATS 4
220.
arrival and descent
Frontier
to
flight
flight level
2072.
220.
Right. Beginning our descent.
Washington Center, Frontier flight 2072, Frontier 2072. You're cleared for the PATS 4 arrival and descend to flight level 220. Washington Center, Frontier flight 2072, Frontier 2072. You're cleared for the PATS 4 arrival and descent to flight level 220.
At this time, I kindly ask everyone to return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. Please note that the use of the lavatories is no longer permitted. Thank you for your cooperation. Landing.
I've got the weather for our arrival on airport. Pulling it up now. It says we got broken clouds. Good visibility. Winds are 080 at 19 knots. Yeah, so yeah, visibility's 10 square miles. Broken clouds 22 at 220 and 280. Ceiling is 220. Temperature is 24 Celsius at 75 Fahrenheit. Dew point is at about 12 degrees, and humidity is at 47%. Altimeter setting is 3019, and we can check the automated station with about precipitation, but it looks like now we're in pretty good shape. I don't see any holdbacks on our descent, so I'm going to continue that descent. We'll be coming through some broken clouds here. Probably a little precip. We may feel a little bit of precip along the way, but nothing of concern right now. The winds are very controlled. So. By the way, right now, so we're on instrument, we're IFR, but if you look at like the way things look right now through the windshield, it would be very easy to get disoriented. You see what I mean? The clouds, like the position of the clouds right now, you almost feel like you're crooked, like you're at an angle. Okay, so we're on a slight turn, but nothing like. It's just you can see how it can easily mess with you. So you have to learn to trust your instruments. we are currently at about 29, or around 290. We're descending down to 030, and that's a managed descent with VNAV managing
Frontier
that
Flight
descent.
2072, descend and maintain 14,000.
Descend and maintain 14,000, Frontier Flight 2072.
ATC will continue to step descend us, but at the pace we're going now, I should not have to adjust anything on the altimeter or altitude setting. We should continue down on a steady, even descent. We're at about 1,000 feet per minute. Speeds very controlled. We're about 280 knots. And that goes right in line with our flight plan. This is from below us here, below the clouds, and it does look like there is a little bit of weather, a little bit, but nothing to be terribly concerned about. See, there are some rain clouds there, it looks like, but we'll probably get past that. So anybody who knows that XPlane 12 knows shift 3, you can see what's below the clouds. Just a convenient way to look and cheat. So we're coming in on the PATS for arrival for Philadelphia. Our current altitude is 270. About 84 miles outside of Philadelphia. We'll be coming in on runway 09 right. I do not anticipate any issues, although I did see where we have some little bit of wind at the runway level, which it's up to about 18 knots. So we're monitoring that, make sure it's not a crosswind or something, but I think we're fine in this aircraft for an 18-knot wind. It's fine. In terms of fuel on board, we're in really great shape because it was only a 290-mile flight from Raleigh-Durham to Philadelphia. It's that close. It's a pretty drive, actually. You know what? The big fallacy of Philadelphia, or around Pennsylvania, is you don't know what to expect as you're going up the highway. You think that you may see just cities. In Pennsylvania, there are more cows in Pennsylvania. There is literally. I drove up to Hershey recently, and there are cows everywhere. I mean, that's just literally everywhere. And I presume they're a combination of cows, meat, but there's a lot of milk cows, a lot of white milk cows. I feel a little bit there, but that's not, I wouldn't consider that really turbulence. Breaking through, I think a cloud cover there. Passengers feeling. Everybody's fine. I do have it too bright. It's too bright here. Right. Once again, a very, very controlled, steady. I love, and this is, I want to give Toliss the credit for this, the year Toliss A21N and their model of the FMC and VNAV and LNAV seems to be working pretty well. clouds will break. Some water. I just turned off the cockpit cam, or the piece there where because it's just dark in cockpit area. It's real dark right now, so really you can't see much. And as you see there, we've got below the clouds. Just it's a little bit hazy right now, but we're still kind of in the clouds a little bit, but it says that we've got a ceiling of 220, so we shouldn't be in terribly bad shape. Yeah, that would be right. There's 220, and we're going below 220. I took that straight from the weather report, so we're right at it. If you're on the feed right now, I'm curious if any of y'all have the Toliss A21 Airbus Neo, this model, or if you've tried it before. If you would, drop me a comment. Let me know. Just curious. We're 55 miles outside of Philadelphia. We're at 200 and continuing to descend. I think we're right at a steady, right where we need to be at this point. And when we hit 18,000, we're about to get the little flickery thing on the altimeter setting, and we'll go from standard to taking it off standard. Sounded very official, didn't it? A thingy. All planes have thingies. Alright, straightening out here. We'll have a few like slight lefts and right set on as we come down. And Paul, I would say this too. You can do both. You can honestly do both. And start out, and I would with XPlane, I would start out with one model. That's just me. You may want to do it differently, but I would, if you're just trying to see how you like it, and if you're adjusting, just find like the Zebo 737-800. That's free, and I think it's kind of one of the most solid commercial airliner planes, if that's what you like. But are you on Microsoft? Are you on Microsoft Flight Sim 2000 or 2000, or the newer one? Are you on 2020 or 2024?
Switching to Washington Center on 132.05, Frontier Flight 2072.
I hear
Frontier Flight 2072.
something you're going to experience when you switch, or
Frontier
when I say
Flight
switch.
2072, descend and maintain 7,000, altimeter 3013.
3013, hold on one
Washington
second.
Center, Frontier Flight 2072. Good evening, descending from 17,000 to 14,000.
Frontier Flight 2072, Washington Center. Good evening, Philadelphia, altimeter 3013.
Altimeter 3013, Frontier Flight 2072.
I'm not multitasking very well, sorry.
Frontier Flight 2072, contact Philadelphia approach on 123.8.
Switching to Philadelphia approach on 123.8, Frontier Flight 2072.
Alright, I'm activating approach phase. Here, so this, right now, we're still
Philadelphia approach,
at about
Frontier
280
Flight
knots,
2072,
but
evening descending from 15,000 to 14,000.
Frontier Flight 2072, Philadelphia approach. Good evening, Philadelphia, altimeter 3015. Expect the ILS Zulu runway 9 right approach into Philadelphia.
Altimeter 3015, expecting the ILS Zulu runway 9 right approach. Frontier Flight 2072.
and I will say this, I will confess, Paul, I am,
descend and maintain 7,000.
my exposure has been more X-Plane 12 than any of, I never was on X-Plane 11, but I think you're right. Now, graphically, when you're close to the ground, Microsoft Flight Sim does a great job in the daytime. But I will say this, nighttime flights with X-Plane 12, the graphics look better closer to the ground. They do a better job, like with illumination and things. Okay, so I know you probably saw my comment. So I had XPlane 12.3, no, 12.2 loaded, and I always run Traffic Global. And at the time that I did the update, I had SimHeaven and AutoOrtho loaded. And when I went to 12.3, I started experiencing some crashes, like computer crashes, like it would just bunk out, or it wouldn't load a particular airport. I have 3 or 4 custom airports that I really like Atlanta and Charlotte and DC, and it completely kind of messed me up. So I went back to 12.2 and I did it without SimHeaven and without AutoOrtho. So what you're seeing here is no SimHeaven or AutoOrtho, and I'm beginning to be more comfortable without it. And yes, it's not quite as good as what you would see on Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, but it's so much more stable, and it really flies well. And so yeah, you can use them. I mean, and if you're good at tweaking that INI file, kind of getting it set the way you like, I mean, it's worth you could try it. But I would start out, if you're going to go back to XPlane or come back into XPlane 12, I wouldn't load AutoOrtho or SimHeaven yet. If you like traffic insertion, yeah, you can use something like that. And I'm using the Intentions on this. I do like that, but I would hold off on some of it, kind of get the feel for it and see what you think. And but you can always go back to it. Now 12.3, the beta 12.3 that's out right now, not so sure about that. I think I would, if you're starting out with XPlane 12, I would go back to 12.2, which is the latest stable version of it. Hope that maybe that helps get an idea, but that's just my 2 cents. Not necessarily gospel or correct, but if you're thinking about that, that's kind of my perspective.
Captain, cabin is ready.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into Philadelphia. At this time, please turn off your electronic
these
devices
tallest,
and
I've got
until we
A321,
arrive
320,
at the gate.
and the flight factor is 320, but I've got tallest A321 and A330, and they're solid as a rock. They're just really good models. And in terms of how they feel, it kind of gets the feel, the look and feel,
Flight 2072, proceed
physics
direct
model
SOC.
looks
Descend
great.
and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 9 right approach.
Bringing up landing
Descend
lights.
and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway
Those
9 right
lights on.
approach. Frontier Flight 2072.
Give me 1 second here. Current altitude's 8,000. We're about 080. Anyway, landing lights are on. And I'm going to go back and make sure I've got ATC's last instructions. It says here direct to ACE. ACE is okay. Well, I'm already set for that. So I already took out the discontinuity from Ernie, and it's going direct to Osoki, however you pronounce it. So we're good. So I'm direct to Osoki. I'm descending and maintaining 3,000, and we're cleared for the ILS 9er right approach. Okay. Right, we should be okay. All right. Y'all give me 1 second. I'll make sure I'm on the right path here. I'm going to tell it direct. Well, it's already set. We're already direct to Soki. Okay. All right, we're good. We're at 220, so I'm going to go to flaps 1. Okay, give me a second. All right, I think we're good. My pleasure, Paul. Hey, best luck to you. I hope you like it. And let me qualify this. I'm an enthusiast. I've been studying the 737 and Boeing planes for over 30 years, but I'm not a real pilot. I'm not like a real pilot. But I've been, but in terms of the modeling and the study of it, I'm way more on the enthusiast side. Learned all this through School of Hard Knocks. I'm older, so I'm a little bit too old to go into like commercial airline pilot. But if I was 40 years younger, I would do it. I would do it. All right. Currently at we're speeding up a little bit now because we're descending, but we're descending down to 3,000 as expected, and we're gonna get lined up here. I will say this: I've been on Say Intentions more, and that's what you're hearing. I've gotten so comfortable with using Say Intentions and like having a pilot monitoring at moments that I still go to VATSIM and do some VATSIM flights. But I really enjoy Say Intentions, and it is a subscription. It does cost, but it's really good. And a traffic global, if you're listening, get your act together. We need some help. 12.3. Can you figure out why 12.3 cannot, or we're having like problems with crashes when you use the beta and traffic global? Because it's really something I really like too. I love traffic global, but that's why I'm sticking to 12.2 for now. And I'm holding back on AutoOrtho and SimHeaven until, just because I like what it's doing right now. Everything's so stable. I just don't want to go and switch it back. We're currently, we have landing lights on right now. Auto brakes are set to medium. Ground spoiler is armed. And we're at flaps 1. We'll go to flaps 2 as we slow a little bit more. There we go. And approach is activated.
Flight 2072, contact Philadelphia Tower on 118.5.
Switching to Philadelphia Tower on 118.5, Frontier Flight 2072.
We should be capturing here any minute. Any minute. There we go.
Philadelphia Tower, Frontier Flight 2072. Evening, we're established on the ILS for runway 9er right approach.
Frontier Flight 2072, Philadelphia Tower, roger. Continue approach runway 9er right.
And we have captured, and I'm activating autopilot 2. We're 12 miles out. 12 miles out right now. And boy, that windshield wiper is just doing such a good job. Oh well. Alright, let's cut that off. Alright, looks like we don't need it anymore. Okay. Back off.
Frontier Flight 2072, Philadelphia Tower, wind 080 at 10. Runway 9er right, cleared to land. Caution bird activity.
Great, great.
Runway 9er right, cleared to land. Frontier Flight 2072.
Right, we're at 9 miles out.
2,500.
Gear down. Some of the airplane views on this, in case you're wondering what the shift and stuff is, ABC, and I pulled that off the XPlane forum, and it's free. It is a free add-on or plug-in, a free plug-in. Right, we're at 2,000 feet.
2,000.
We're full flaps right now. Speed brake is armed, and auto brake is set to medium. Right. Landing lights are on. Now here's where it's dark right now, like this. If you were on Microsoft Flight Sim, a lot of this would be illuminated, but that's really not real. I mean, this is how it really looks. It looks like you have illuminations coming from the objects, like the light posts, the different things, and it really is it's more realistic. So you can get in on, zoom in on things. You can see the buildings, but it's more realistic. What angle am I at here? Yeah, there we go.
1,000.
1,000. We're at VREF. We're at 143. Full flaps. One thing I didn't do on this one, I normally do, is I can do a landing review. All we did earlier, okay. It gives you, it just lets us see it. So VREF is 140, and we're at full flaps config. Technically, I could be at low brakes, but I think I would rather be at about medium brakes right now. If I bring up the lights just like that, maybe, you know, it puts a little bit of illumination,
500.
reflection. I think that was good. Alright. We're on final right, Philadelphia. We're at 140 knots.
Minimum.
Continue. Full flaps. Auto brake is engaged, or auto brake is set. And we'll see if we get a good landing here.
100.
See if we get a good flare.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Retard. 5. Retard.
There we go.
Retard.
Right.
Retard.
Let's get that front nose down. And reversers. I got a little carried away there when I looked down. That's one thing I've got to get up.
Ladies and
Frontier Flight 2072, welcome to Philadelphia.
I've got to get
Contact
a
ground on
shortcut button
121.9er.
to disengage
Switching
that.
to ground on 121.9er, Frontier Flight 2072.
and the delicious cheesesteak. Thank you for flying with Frontier Airlines. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position.
Philadelphia ground, Frontier Flight 2072 evening. We're clear of runway 9er right, ready to taxi to the gate.
We wish you
I brought the brakes back up. Auto brakes off.
Philadelphia ground, taxi to Terminal E Gate 7 via Sierra 10, Sierra Yankee Juliet. Have a good day.
And we're going to bring up our
Terminal E Gate 7 via Sierra 10,
taxi lights.
Sierra Yankee Juliet. Frontier Flight 2072.
Flight 5678 to Chicago.
Landing lights are off.
7:45 p.m. from Gate 8.
Kind of a rainy day today. A rainy evening. Get out to our parking area. One thing about Traffic Global, when I use it, if, like for instance, if we have all the spaces taken and including our reserved parking space, it sometimes happens, and there's probably some settings on Traffic Global that will fix that for me. It really doesn't affect me because I can still like take a parking space away from another airliner. Okay, so it's not nice to disappear people. Okay, I get it, but it does let me go ahead and take a parking space if I need it. But let's see if we can find our parking space here. And well, I want to go back and look at the landing. I do not see an open space, but I'm going to hold off. I'm not. My reserve is taken. So let's go down a little further before I snatch somebody's. All right. There's no way. I can't find one. We're going to take somebody's. So the plane in front of us is an American Airlines Pushback plane in B-16. So we're going to take the B-16 spot. So, so it looks like he's slowly going away, and he is. Okay, let's stop here. Brake on. Turn it on. So now I'm going to go to external power and chocks. start up our external power here. And with external power on, I can start taking down our lights. Okay. Okay, lights are down. Seatbelt signs off, and I will take the power down. I'm going to go ahead and close out this flight with our A cars with wild cars. Okay. Go, flight successful. Okay. And let's go ahead and turn our. Okay, so the funny thing about the replay, maybe it's just me, but I need to go back in here and cut the landing lights back on, or it'll play the replay with my landing lights off. I don't know if y'all have experienced that. It's just me, probably just me. I don't want to cut that back on. Go back to flight and replay. How far out are we? Let's go a little bit closer. Alright, just enjoy it like this, then okay, we're a little bit out, but I'll let you know. Now, shift 3 will let me do runway. Does it give me the right angle? Nope, it's not. That's fine. Let me get it a little bit closer. I'm gonna make it sit through that. Okay, so you see how the water, subtle like reflections on the water, the way the buildings look, that looks so much more like realistic. Okay, look at it. Good angle. With it. I got the back wheels down. And bring that front nose down slow, and then reverse it. Get a passenger. That's it for this flight. So once again, recap: we just got through with a flight with a Toliss A21N flying from Raleigh into Philadelphia. We just landed on runway 09 right. And I will see y'all on the next one. Hope you pulled a few nuggets along the way about maybe the aircraft or something you're looking for. We'll see if we can learn this together. I don't know everything, but sometimes I can stumble across some truth here. So I hope y'all guys have a good evening.